Hi everyone. Hi Akhil sir. Welcome on board again.
Hi Rahul, great to see you again.
Great to see you. Sir, you bring a great amount of positivity whenever I talk to you. I feel so elated, by the way. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much. And your energy is the one that actually sort of gets me all charged up as well. So you are, I think it goes
We
both ways.
we have got a mutual admiration club. You like me and you admire me and I admire you.
Of course, of
That's
course.
so amazing. All right, guys, let's get to the point. Me and Akhil sir joined today. We were having a discussion in the morning, like we should do some great content for the students. And I asked sir is, by the way, sir is a great guy. He's worked with numerous companies. He's being a startup investor, and now he's closely working with JP Morgan. He's trying to change the way how edtech works, by the way. And he's an MBA from Kellogg Business School, which is one of the business schools of the world. In fact, in top five. And he's a graduate of Kellogg's. I think 1992, 1994, sir.
94, I graduated, yeah. Joined
94
92.
graduated before many of you guys were born,
Yeah,
in fact, right, sir? So the wisdom comes for the people who have been there, who have done that.
yeah.
So, sir, quickly coming to the point, today we got to talk about the top three things. What do you recommend to all these students who are aiming for management education? They want to work with JP Morgan, Amazon's, Google's of the world right now. What are your few quick best tips and tricks when it comes to the top three books?
Okay, good. So the thing is that the three books which I found very useful for my life and also for most of the students we have in our Thadomal Shahani Center for Management. Let's start with the first one, right? The first book is based on the whole idea of it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? And the book is called Never Eat Lunch Alone by a guy called Keith Ferrazzi. Keith Ferrazzi is Hollywood's most successful talent agent. He's a guy whose clients are Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. He's the one who got them the movies that they got. And he said that, frankly, it wasn't because of me. These guys would never be as high profile as they were. So the thing is, he said that ultimately he is one of the best networkers out there, right? And his book, Never Eat Lunch Alone, talks about the secrets of his networking. How did he make sure that every day, he has at least 3 new people that he meets? And he said, I actually have a target of meeting 20 new people a week, regardless if I find them immediately useful or not. But if you meet them at some point, they may add value. Sometimes they're not, but I can add value to them. But the point is that don't get too caught up in saying that I'm meeting someone who has immediate value for me. Just constantly out there helping people and meeting people, the
Right.
karma will come back to you and you will start getting favors. Give an example, like JP Morgan, right? As an example, true example. So we actually got funded more than 20 crores from JP Morgan for helping 5,000 plus underprivileged students get trained in jobs and banking. How it happened is it was I help an incubator for social entrepreneurs, right? And I've been helping them for the last few years. I was helping them because I like to help them. They connected me to JP Morgan and said, why don't you talk to them and show them what you're doing? And because of that connect, JP
Wow.
Morgan sort of came in. And of course, they give a lot of huge testimonials about what we've done to JP Morgan. Again, the point being is that I didn't know that this would happen. And I didn't start helping the incubator with the intent of getting benefit, but the
Right.
benefit happened. So trust me, the first book is Never Eat Lunch Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. So that is
Never eat lunch alone, but have in your mind that this network may help you in the some longer run. So you meet 100 people, out of 100, those five would be helpful, and maybe one will change your life. Like, sir, I've got a
correct.
funding of 20 crore rupees to change the ed tech system, what they are working on. This is so amazing. Point number one, never eat alone. So what's your second best book?
Second best book. Okay, great. So ultimately there's a phrase that says is that your habits define your days define your year, and your year defines your success, right? What you do every day. So for example, like let's say if I eat junk food every day, my health will go for a toss and I will go downhill. Versus if I eat healthy food every day, it reflects on my body, reflects on my health, reflects on my energy, and reflects on my success in life. Because you cannot be successful if you have no energy, right? So
Yeah.
the book I recommend is a book called The Power of Habit by a guy called Charles Duhigg, right? And this is interesting, right? So the Power of Habit basically talks about a 3-point cycle. It says that very often your habits are triggered by a certain event, right? So, and the trigger, the action, and the reward. So let me give you an example. So let's say I wanted to remember to go for my early morning walks, right? Walks or runs in the morning. Now, very often I used to wake up in the morning, forget about the run, and just go and start my day. The point was saying that after reading the book, The Power of Habit, I made sure my running shoes were kept at the side of my bed. The minute I get up, the trigger is the running shoes I see. Then what happens is that because I see the trigger, I remember I have to go for a run. So therefore, then I obviously get ready and go for the run. That's the action. Then the reward, of course, is that you get a runner's high. You feel very good about yourself, and then you start again. But the point is, it wouldn't happen unless there's a trigger for the habit. The point being is that your habit, you start setting up triggers in your life that enable you to pursue good habits. So classic case, do you make sure that you will read your to-do list in the morning? Because if you plan your day properly and make sure that your to-do list is done the night before and it's in your phone the first thing you see in the morning, then you know that you will achieve your to-do list in the day, right? So the power of habit, trigger, action, reward, great framework to follow.
So in fact, sir, I have that book next to me right now. As we're talking, this is not planned, but I have it next to me. I'm just going to be completing it up. I remember this is the routine cue which you're talking about. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great minds think alike. What to do?
Yeah. This is. I remember one more thing, like how there's a perfect example in the book in which they spoke about how people crave for brushing their teeth every day. So people in 1945, they never used to brush their teeth. Right. And then suddenly Pepsodent came with something called a tingling sensation.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to crave for the tingling means, though it is nothing to go with freshness, but people said, hey, I need the tingling sensation, which is the small chemical, which is one of the fluorides. And people used to drive that and they used to brush their teeth just to get this tingling sensation.
Exactly.
Started brushing after that.
And that's the trigger. The trigger was the tingling sensation, the reward, and the action. So trust me, the more, in fact, if you look at even the social, even you look at, let's say, all these companies which are trying to get you to sort of scroll through their, like Facebook is trying to get you to scroll through their news feed, they constantly give triggers to you that makes you keep on trying to see more and more and more. So again, that's another conversation, but trust me, habit is extremely powerful if you know how to put the right triggers.
That's so amazing. Point number 3. So the third top management book, which you would like to recommend to all these young minds who are listening to us.
So funnily, and this is something that you and me were talking about, Rahul, is that how do you enable someone to know how to think? Most education focuses on telling you what to think. We have to build an education system that enables people how to think. How do you think about things? How do you make sure you develop your mind? One of the earliest thinkers, people who actually had done research in this area, is a guy called Edward de Bono. He's like probably in his 80s now. And one of his most popular books is a book called Lateral Thinking, right? Lateral Thinking talks about how do you build up creativity in a structured way. Everybody can be creative if you follow the tools. To give an example, lateral thinking means that you're thinking of something and there's a lateral entry of something new which pushes you in a new direction. To give an example, so the Boeing company that makes planes, hired Edward de Bono to get their engineers to come up with something creative. And de Bono said, okay, tell me, what is common between an aeroplane and a banana? Now, what's the connection, right? So then these people start thinking laterally, then said, the banana has a skin. The aeroplane also has an aluminum skin, right? Now imagine, and they went through iteration, then they realized that if you made the aluminum skin of the plane thinner, you would have a lighter plane and you save a lot of fuel. So just by that lateral entry exercise of comparing a banana to a plane, they start thinking of a banana skin, then the plane skin, therefore how to make the plane skin lighter, immediately came up with millions of dollars of savings in fuel just by that lateral entry exercise. So again, Lateral Thinking by Edward de Bono is one of the most fantastic books if you really want to start developing your creativity and thinking in a more creative, proactive manner.
That's so amazing, guys. So all the creative guys who want to get to the creative, I mean, they want the creative juices to flow. I mean, this is an amazing book for sure. I haven't read that book. I've heard about it, but that I said so correlate that the problem to the biggest solutions lies in a banana.
Correct.
You know, and you just have to keep your that lateral thinking hat, this side of the mind open, and if you're doing that, you'll be able to find all the solutions. This is so lovely. Any parting thoughts which Shahani sir you have for all these beautiful people who are listening to us? You want to tell them about reading books or whatever is in your mind right now?
So as I tell a lot of people is that most of the billionaires like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, even Dhirubhai Ambani, who was a school dropout, read books. In fact, most of their success is because they constantly kept on upgrading their skills through reading books, and they constantly read books. In fact, a very famous thing is that Warren Buffett spends almost 65% of his day reading books, not actually looking at stocks. Bill Gates takes around 2 to 3 weeks out of his a year, every year, to go to a little cabin in the woods and read books. He has a whole pile of books that he goes through. And in fact, Bill Gates' blog has actually got his book recommendations constantly. So you should go to the Bill Gates blog to see his book recommendations.
Yeah. He keeps on recommending books like every now and then, but it's
Yeah.
too fast to catch hold of. But I know he keeps on writing.
But they're very smart books. I think they're worth reading. But the point being is that it doesn't matter what book you read. The point is start reading. Because trust me, the thing is in terms of books, if you read a book, you would have learned something way more than you in the smallest book will teach you more than, let's say, your WhatsApp forwards, your social media feeds, all this current shouting news channels, because all that stuff is fluff and all. Remember the books we were discussing, like for example, the books we're just discussing right now, they're more than 10, 20, 30 years old. Yet the rules that they came up with or the suggestions are still valid today because human beings don't change. Technology changes. Human beings don't change. If you are able to use books to help you understand human nature, understand other people, understand how the world works, that will give you the biggest amount of success than any other news source that you look at. So trust me, everyone listening here, make a point to pick up a book today and start reading something. Doesn't matter what you read.
This is so amazing. For people, I'm going to get the links of all these books in the description. Go and pick this book and start reading from today. You can get a PDF of some version here and there as well. And also, if you guys have enjoyed the videos, do hit on the like button. And also, if you guys want me to get Akhil sir again, do write in the comments. Or if you got any specific questions as well, or your recommendation list, feel free to do the same. Thank you, Akhil sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rahul.